So thanks everyone for being here, and welcome to the launch of the Summit Bike Share. As Lynn said, the first fully electric bike share in the nation. My name is Caroline Rodriguez, and I'm the Transportation Planning Director for Summit County. Today marks another giant leap in our efforts to provide viable travel alternatives for our residents and visitors. It's a really great addition to our overall transportation network, and we're building on the success of our recently launched Electric Express, which I'm sure you've all ridden. It's wonderful. I'd like to take this time just to thank both the Park City and Summit County Councils for their support, especially for their support of staff as we've worked really hard to get all of these different options in place for you. I'd also especially like to thank the voters of Summit County who have demonstrated their commitment to clean air and clear roads. And at this time, I'd like to turn it over to my counterpart in Park City, Alfred Knotts.
Thank you, Caroline. Caroline did a lot of heavy lifting for this project, and I want to thank her. This is just another project that we've collaboratively worked on with the county. These are regional issues that we have that are facing us, and it's going to take regional solutions. So this is another great project. Being able to deliver this in a really expeditious manner, given the fact that we passed transportation initiatives back in November. So we are delivering on our projects and want to make sure that we continue to do so. This is one of 850 bike programs, bike share programs around the world. So Park City now can be a part of that group. I joked on the radio the other day, we're not going to turn into Amsterdam and Copenhagen and Rotterdam overnight, but this is a big step in furthering our designation as a bicycle-friendly community. We are designated a bicycle-friendly community by the League of American Bicyclists, and programs like this help us with our status, help us with our funding, and getting bike grants and other programs on the ground. We're also looking to make sure that these types of programs also further our community in a healthy and active way as well. So that's essentially why the bikes are about 85 pounds. So we want to make sure that, that you're healthy. And one thing also to remember is do not try to put them on the front of the bus, please, or you'll be buying a bike and a bumper on the bus. So, but with that, I also want to just lay this out to the community. This is also part of a larger phase. So this is phase one of our deployment. Phase two will be implementing next summer. And implementing additional stations around the community. So we really encourage you to get out to utilize this as we build off the program and enjoy our community in an environmental friendly and sustainable way. So thank you very much. Chris Robinson is up next.
Thank you, Alfred. You know, with Caroline and Alfred, we have the Bonnie and Clyde of transportation. And I was being chastised a little bit that the split between the Park City's arrival and the county's arrival showed that the city was faster getting here. I want to clarify two things. One, we were pedaling uphill, and two, they purposefully left my bike off all the way up until we hit this hill over here, right here on the other side of 224. So it was a little stacked deck, but I think we're going to get back faster, Gordon. This is a great day. It's another example of the collaboration between the city and the county in trying to move the needle on our transit and our modes of transportation. This helps the first last mile strategy, just another means of getting around. We have 88 of these beauties in this phase one with 9 charging stations. And then phase two is short on the heels. So it's really a great opportunity to be the first in the nation with an all-electric bike share. It's a great opportunity to be here, and thanks for all the support of the voters of Summit County in letting us have the funding last November to do this, and for all your support. Now I'm going to turn some time over to Mayor Jack Thomas.
Chris, I'm glad you discovered that there was an on button for your bike. I'm sorry we didn't quite let you know in the beginning. But you do have to turn them on. And I understand that Kim had to change her bike a couple times. So did you have your backup team?
I think they let some air out of our tires.
And we let the air out of their tires.
It was a shorter distance too.
And ours was all downhill. So I think it's important to acknowledge the relationship between the city and county. And this is one of those examples of two entities working closely together on an important issue that we all value. So I want to thank Summit County for being a part of this and working with us, and this is what success looks like. This is the beginning of it. I also want to acknowledge the police for getting us here safely. Thank you for keeping us safe. We have a couple state representatives here. If you could stand up. Stand up and so I think this is obviously important to all of us. I think that Alfred has been amazing in this, and Caroline as well. I wouldn't call them the Bonnie and Clyde. I think it's more like Romeo and Juliet. It's a little less destructive. But and we've acknowledged the voters. We've talked about this being the first 100% e-bike share in the nation. We've talked about how this really fits the goals of the community. But what we haven't talked about is what the experience is like. Just that whole process of riding a bike like this. You know, I've had my e-bike for about 3 months now, and I ride to and from my office on I-80 and back to Marsac on a regular basis. And it's like life itself. It's not the destination, it's the journey. And so that whole experience of riding down from City Hall today, hearing the geese flying overhead, hearing them talk to each other, hearing the crack of a baseball bat as we go by the baseball fields, and the trickle of the stream. I mean, it's about enjoying the process of life. And this is a great way to do it, and it makes it feasible for someone my age to enjoy it even more so. So, particularly the uphill aspect of it. So again, thank you for being here today on, I think, a momentous day for the community, and we're excited to see all the green t-shirts and the enthusiasm for this event and this purpose. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a big step in creating a true multimodal transportation system. We have a great trail network. We have a very active community. We've implemented some great transit service in the last couple of weeks also. So this is just the next phase of our implementation of a full, true multimodal transportation system. So this is phase one. Consists of 9 station to 8 bikes. We do have a phase 2. We preliminarily identified some of those locations. We'll actually look at the usage of these bikes and look about where they're going to really nail down the next phases about where those locations will be. And then we're also working through the planning process as projects come forward for development projects about building these stations into the projects, so private commercial projects, such as conditions of approval. We see it as a very good amenity for those businesses, and they want to be a part of that also. So again, on the private side, we're going to be working with them, and then on the public side, we're going to continue to roll out these new stations at strategic locations throughout the Snyderville Basin and Park City.
My name is Dan Compton, and that was my first time riding one of these electric bikes, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I definitely plan to do it again. I actually work at the Summit County Library, so it's they're parked right behind us, and I'll have easy access. I'll probably try to ride them into town to go to a meeting occasionally, so it was a lot of fun.
It was an awesome ride. I think the most exciting thing for me was to see everybody come together and see us launch from the Kimball Junction Transit Center and then meet up with our partners from Park City here at the McPullen Barn. I think it was just a beautiful ride, and can't wait for people to get out and start using them. Definitely recommend it.
It was a lot of fun riding down here. I mean, it's the first time on one of these electric bikes. It's a little heavier than I'm used to, but once you get going, the pedal assist really helps you get over the humps and get up the hills. So easy to ride and anywhere you want to go, just without having to gear up for any special equipment or anything. You can pretty much just take off and go. But
yeah, that electric portion of it makes it nice and easy to go up the hills and everything. So it's pretty smooth ride. Good time, easy mode of transportation, get around. I'd recommend it to anyone that wanted to.
Hey, listen, the e-bikes are an amazing experience, especially for someone my age. I'm 72 in November, and for me, it's a way to stay engaged and involved, still have exercise because you still pedal. You can work as hard as you want, but it's a way to move through the community at a pace where you really can take it in. As I said earlier, it's not the destination, It's the journey, and it's that experience. Life is about the process, not about the final arrival.